Today's solar eclipse is especially exciting for those who dedicate a big part of their lives to studying the universe, planets, and stars.
Most astronomers fall into that category. Joining us now to talk a little bit more about the significance of today's eclipse is astronomy professor at State College of Florida, Alan Fenderson. Alan, thanks so much for being with us.
It's my pleasure.
So now we know you had a little bit more of a high-tech viewing experience than most of us did who, maybe just had the glasses on and looked up. So tell us a little bit about what you were able to see. Could you see any of the moon's topography?
I looked very hard for that, especially at first contact, and I didn't see anything. I had 3 ways of looking, and I just couldn't find those mountains and valleys. It was just too small, the image that I had. So that didn't happen. So, I looked for also sunspots, but I couldn't find any of those either.
We could see some of those on the network coverage
right.
of where it was totality. You could see that very clearly. But did you notice any change around here as far as nature during the eclipse? Songbirds getting quiet. Bob talked about the temperature going down a little bit.
Yeah, I felt that too. But no, I didn't hear any difference in the way birds were singing or anything like that. But I did notice a lot of like fern. You see the crescent sun in the fern when they cross, and that was kind of interesting. And mainly the temperature dropped. That's the main thing that I saw, and the difference was about maybe 4 degrees.
I just don't think it maybe got dark enough here for the birds to notice the difference. But tell us a little bit about what you saw as far as the Earth's shadows during the eclipse, because we really enjoyed seeing that projection of the eclipsed sun through the trees.
You mean the Earth's shadow, or you mean shadows on the Earth?
Well, let's talk about both. Let's talk about the Earth's shadows first.
Well, the Earth's shadow, I'm not sure if I understand what you're saying.
Okay, let's talk about the shadows coming through the trees.
Yeah, because the Earth's shadow would be a lunar eclipse.
Right,
but the crescent sun coming through the trees, I had a colander, and it came through all of the holes in the colander as a crescent, and that looked pretty cool. And mainly, the shadows were a lot different. The trees, the leaves of the trees or the fern was not quite the same as it was without the eclipse.
So Alan, as an astronomer, as someone who teaches this to our young people, what do you hope that those students got out of this kind of a historical thing that happened today? Because it doesn't happen that often, does it?
No, it doesn't. I hope that they really appreciate the Earth and how it's protecting us from that bad place out there called space. Space is a hazardous place to be, and we're protected by the Earth's atmosphere, and we're pulled down by gravity, so we're flying off into space every time we jump in the air.
And is there any research that we've learned from previous eclipses, or maybe hope to learn from this eclipse as far as science goes, that could maybe help us here on Earth?
Oh yeah. The main thing is the study of scientific things like the corona of the sun. The corona of the sun is the white background you saw at total eclipse, and that spiny looking corona is 1,000,000 degrees out there, and on the surface of the sun it's like 5,000 degrees Celsius, and we don't quite understand why when you go far away from the sun it gets hotter. If you go far away from a campfire you get cooler. So, and it can't be thermodynamics that's causing the heating of the corona, because the surface of the sun is colder than the corona. So you don't get any flow of heat up to the corona from the sun's surface. So something else is heating it up, probably magnetic fields.
Right.
Another phenomenon. Yep.
Alan Fenderson, a astronomy professor at the State College of Florida. Thank you so much for your insight today. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.